The amount of people urging me to review this show has been ridiculous. I don't think I've gotten this many requests to review a show that hasn't been Attack on Titan. But anyway, I'm really glad that this week's episode was kind of like a laid-back episode, a chill episode for the most part, because I can give you my overall thoughts on the show in general, at least the episodes that we've gotten up until now. The concept for this show is overly simplistic. Like, it's holy crap. Like, honestly, it's like a guy who can destroy or beat anybody in one punch. That's it. So story-wise, as of right now, and maybe this episode is the exception, but as of right now, there's not a lot of depth to it. It's episodic. The conflict gets introduced in one episode. It gets resolved in that same episode, and it kind of stays in that one episode, with a few exceptions. The way the conflict gets resolved is usually the same in every episode, which is with hero, one punch. The concept is very simple. Like, I don't think anybody's watching the show going like, oh my gosh, it's so complex. I don't understand what's going on. No, that's not the case. However, okay, and this is the big fucking however of the show, the execution of the concept is fucking brilliant. The animation is awesome. The humor, listen, there has not been one episode that I've seen where I don't LOL. Like, and I literally mean laugh out loud. Like, I burst out laughing because it's so freaking ridiculous and funny. And the sound and the music are on point. I am not skipping that opening for anything. I'll tell you that right now. Overall, it's an enjoyable anime experience, okay? And it's not complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Hypothetically speaking, if this were any other show with a similar concept done differently, I probably would have already dropped it because of the repetitiveness of it. But it's not, and I can sit down and enjoy it, and here I am, watching it weekly. This week's episode started off setting up the exams, and at first, I thought I was misled, because I was like, damn, like, I'm used to exam arcs. Like, got the tuning exam arc, and you had the hunter exam arc, so I'm like, this is building up to an exam. That's cool. I love characters competing for the same goal, and, especially when it comes to fight. Holy crap. But the whole thing gets resolved in less than, like 10 minutes? So I was disappointed, but then I realized, wait a minute. That disappointment is on me for expecting something that I know this show is not about. And even then, the show kind of makes up for that because we do get a training fight, which is Saitama versus Genos. And the challenges, which they were fucking hilarious. The whole vertical jump thing and the whack-a-mole challenge. They get ranked as heroes according to their performances on their test. Genos makes S-class, which is the top, 10 out of 10. Saitama gets he barely passes because he did a little bit crappy on his written exam test, but the physical exam part, he fucking aced that shit. I guess the main difference between an S-class hero and an A-class hero versus a C-class hero are the fangirls. At least that's the impression I get by the end of this episode when the characters are eating udon noodles and the character of Amai Mask gets introduced. As of right now, we don't really know much about this character, but he is kind of sketchy, which is good, because that means that he may be used to introduce conflict later on in the story. The thing here, though, is that the only conflict that you could introduce into the story as of right now that can make any type of sense is to have a person that cannot be defeated by Saitama in one punch, or have some other type of conflict that does not require brute strength or power of the one punch to be dealt with. An emotional type of conflict, if you will. Anyway, the one punch of the week goes to a character named Snek. He's kind of like the teacher there at the academy, or like the association. It's interesting though because he tries to attack Saitama and then we cut to black and he's on the floor but he isn't dead. So I wonder if that cut to black was intentionally there to stop us from seeing the punch, because we know if Saitama delivers a punch, you're fucking dead. You're obliterated. Is it Snake or Snek? Doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about. Now, the jewel of this episode is definitely that training fight between Genos and Master Saitama. As we've already established, the animation is freaking beautiful. The hits, they're not really hits, because, Genos is having a hard time. He's using firepower, electrical charging, fucking attacks. They even fight it up in the sky at one point. Saitama's just dodging this, almost borderline casually. And by the end, that one punch that he throws at him that he doesn't connect intentionally, it doesn't even matter. The thing doesn't even hit, but it has enough energy. The backlash is so powerful, it makes a freaking crater. And the thing I like about the animation is not just the fact that it's dynamic and really flexible so that it kind of pulls you into the show a lot more, but the color is, the way they use color in this show is just, to me, I really appreciate that. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to see what happens next on Hero. If you liked the review, if you did, I appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Comment down below with your thoughts. Thanks, guys. Have a nice Sunday.